September 13th, 2018. Wash, wash in the Word. Let the Word scrub the muck and mire of this world age off of us. We are coated, a thick layer of filth. We walk with unknowing, thinking we be clean. We carry all the foulness with us. Wash, wash, all us sinners, wash in the Word. We have bathed in the world's false light for so long. Our bodies are layers upon layers coated with falseness and deception and the love of the world and the addictive seductions of the flesh. We are so ravished by it, we do not even know we are enveloped in all this darkness. We are so fully coated in darkness, we actually despise the Most High's light. We let false shepherds and seducing spirits and false lights, devices, cell phones, tablets, internet, etc., bathe us in so much lies. We have made the word of the Most High void. We, the church, have become against him. We let this age culture make us antichrist, workers of iniquities. We work against him. We have run to a false god and called him God. We let this age define who God is, and we are okay with it. And then we raise up the enemy to be God. We have enthroned the enemy and made the true Father irrelevant and passé. Awake, O ye sleeper, arise from the great slumber. The Father hates pride in all forms, especially from his own. He will not tolerate it. He cannot be near it. The sin of pride is so offensive to him. It is a disgusting odor in his nostrils. Dare we walk in it, friends? Run from any and all acts, great and small, that puff up our flesh. Run from false shepherds who build up themselves and their kingdoms of sand. If a shepherd's vocabulary and speech has the word I in it over and over, I believe, I, run from him. He is a hireling, and he is the problem. Traditions of men have led us away from the Father and has made us guilty of idol worship. We let them create a false God and a false Yeshua. Who has deceived you, my people? Who has made you deaf and blind to my call, my ways? He who is rebellious and prideful and calls darkness light and light darkness, who calls good evil and evil good, who obeys man and casts an evil eye at my instructions, law. My instructions are my words. My words are myself. My Son is the Word made flesh and dwelt amongst you. Who has made you despise your Elohim? He who has a wickedness in his heart from the beginning, who set a path of destruction for his name's sake, to be given the glory due me. He cannot do anything I am not aware of. He is a pawn and thinks he is leading the flock. He is on a leash, and he can only go so far. Arise, O sleeper, arise, my chosen, arise from the slumber I allowed to bequeath you under. The alarm has been sounded in the hearts of my elect. Arise, fall upon your face, and weep for your lost hours you spent in imagery. Let no foul thing cross your eyes, for you have been open to fact. And then gates are like daggers upon your flesh heart, my child. Carry armor upon your gates. Eyes, ears, touch. Let no darkness rest contentedly upon you, my beloved. Arise and run to your King. Seek him while he can be found. He hides, and only his beloved will find him. The Word is he. The Torah is the Word. Every dot and tittle has an energy frequency. It is alive and vibrant and moves and shakes and quakes the inner man. It opens one up to downloads of merciful givings that you are unworthy to process. Cleanse your temple now. Be ready. Receive from your Abba what you have denied yourself access from, my sinful, rebellious daughter. Be not weary in well-doing. Move on through the storms, through the tests and the trials. They are not from the enemy, so do not curse them. They are trials and fires upon your heart and mind. Do you love your Abba, or do you only play act a part you feel trapped in? My rebellious ones receive more trials in and out of the body vessel, made to call deep to my deep. Be not afraid of the arrows and the blunt force of the little wraths. These shall make you purposely walk the path I designed for you. It is my good pleasure that you do. I have kept my leash about you, never letting you get too far, and this act of amazing mercy is obtained with the price of sufferings. In yourself you are not fully mine, as obedience is sketched on you, but does not come with a joyful countenance of pleasing your Elohim. Be watchful and ready to be set ablaze on my timetable. I set before you time and a time my patience is amicable, and you are not enough. Your vessel needs to be emptied and divorced of all that sustains your rebellion. Walk upright and be a faithful servant. Your place at my table is reserved, and yet it betwixt me to place you in the chair I designed. You are special to me, yet you will not walk in that place I hold dear. I call you to bear it, then hold the weight of it with contentment, for your Elohim is deserving of so much more than you give. Watch and wait. See my plans. What is impossible is not. Nothing I desire is impossible. I set motion, I set degrees of movement. My hand stretch forth the seas and the land, and my perfection is great. Every step, every walk, every pathway is set upon another. Walk in the wonder of me. Lean not on yourself. I am your Elohim, and I am able to rise up the ungrateful hearts to dance before me with waves of praise. If I want the most vile sinner to be my most humble friend, I will make it so. I alone know the beginning from the end. This way and that hold no reason. The moving of time and place are in continuous degrees of motion. Seasons will be rearranged, and places shall move. Confusion will be the norm, and hearts will grow cold and weary of the chaos. Their only steady shall be my home, my way. Humble all ye my children, and direct your hearts upon your great Father of lights. All the darkness will force my rebellious children to crawl to my light, to cry out for my directions and comprehensive degrees. Obedience has a cost, a price you must pay to be mine. Plain church and acting will not suffice once I let loose my force upon the land. Empty out the waste in yourself and fill the clear stream of my own wrath, which makes crooked ways straight and anger repressive. Be wise in my wisdom. Be foolish to the world's foolishness. The worldly church has an odor I find offense in. My brides are not in the buildings of stone and mortar. The smell of contempt and blasphemy are adhered to their beings. It is repugnant as they stew in so many offenses against me. Arise, my beloved, and be worthy of my choosing. Be no longer conformed to this world and its lusts that bend you crooked in deceit, making you a compulsive liar to yourself and worst, to lie to me. I am not ill-equipped to know your inside mind and your true vesselship. I will not be patient for much longer. You must conform to my good pleasure and become an enigma to the world. Be wholly my own prize, and do not allow any mold of darkness to build upon you. You were bought with a great price, my own son, my fairest of all. He humbled himself, being so high. And my creatures mutter back and forth of doing the most simplest actions as if their backs were torn asunder. You know not the price, or you would be more actively pursuing perfections to honor me. Do not grow worthy in your own eyes. It is your reasonable service to obey. Act now before the day comes upon you when the slightest obedience to me will cost you your flesh and blood. Act now, I say, and do while the light still shines. For darkness is falling, and the love of many is waxed cold. And many have fallen asleep in the slumber of rejecting my instructions. Some will never awaken. They wish to make all eyes much tired with tribulations that come with the searching for me. I hide, for it is my right to seek a bride who will continuously search me out, for I am worth more sufferings and turmoils in body and spirit.